Hey, what's up folks? It is Ty, and today I have a very fun video reacting to your weirdest dysphoria triggers. One small thing though, I actually filmed this over a year ago, and then I forgot about it, and then I stopped posting YouTube videos, and time has gone on. But it's such a cool, it's a really good video. The content is just, so good, and y'all contributed to it, so I know you're gonna like it, so I wanted to end up posting it. It's just the longer that I've waited, the weirder it's gotten, so I just wanted to come up here up top and let you know that I did not cut my hair. I did not move into my old apartment. This is just filmed a long time ago, but I know you're still gonna like it a lot because it's you, and you love yourself. As you should. So yeah, think of this like a little time machine back to 2019. Don't you wish? Okay, have fun. Bye-bye. Dysphoria is like that friend that has the one story that they always want to tell. It's like about the time that they got their luggage mixed up with some celebrities at the airport, and you can just see it in their face in every single conversation. They're just skimming for any morsel that they could possibly relate back to that story, so they have an opportunity to tell it. Like you'll be hanging out in a group of friends and one of your buddies shows up late apologizing. I'm so sorry guys, I had to take flowers to my grandmother. She's in the hospital right now. She fell and broke her hip. And everyone's like, oh my god, I'm sorry. But that one friend is like, oh my god, speaking of hips. Okay, you know the song Hips Don't Lie? The singer, Shakira. Oh my god, funniest story. I was on my flight back from Orlando, still had my Mickey ears on, and the whole friend group is just, all right. With this shit, okay, here we go. But like with Dysphoria, it was never a fun or interesting story to begin with. It'll be like, oh, hips. Speaking of hips, yours are so wide because you're a woman. But as the years have gone on and I've gotten more comfortable with my body and further into my transition, my dysphoria has had to come up with some pretty creative ways to try to get me to hate things about myself. And I kind of feel bad for the cis people in my life because there's no way they can understand what I'm talking about when I'm like, hey, I cannot catch that movie with you tonight. I'm really sorry. I saw a picture of a horse jockey. Yeah, I know. Thank you. Yeah, it's been really hard. Like, nobody gets me like you do. So that's why I asked you guys on Twitter to tell me your weirdest dysphoria triggers. And I thought we would take a look at that today and talk about it. So here's the tweet in question. What's your weirdest dysphoria trigger for a video? We got commercials for pregnancy tests and diapers and that sort of thing. I can see that. I think that the thought of being pregnant or like pregnancies in general kind of skeeve me out. Definitely an uncomfortable topic for me. That's just because becoming pregnant has always been my biggest fear. Watching softball, is it like the sport that makes you dysphoric, or is it the act of watching it that you feel like isn't necessarily manly enough? Athletics and sports, completely reasonable. There's a lot of stuff in there that makes me feel bad. Like not knowing enough about a certain sport, like football. Like I have a very vague understanding of the game. But once they start talking about like lines and downs and 2 to go and all that shit, I'm like, me to go. Goodbye. Accidentally always standing with my hands on my hips. Oh my god, me too. When I'm being polite, my voice gets way too high. I feel that. You're like customer service voice. Yep, that's me on the phone. I go like in these octaves that I didn't even know that I had. Having to buy extreme skinny pants versus having like a yard of extra ass fabric. I feel that. Why is that a thing? Like, I feel like I always wear my pants at different heights depending on like what kind of pants they are. But there's never just like a natural, comfortable fit. You know, Jake Edwards says, it used to be having to look up or tilt my head back. It would highlight my lack of Adam's apple and I thought it would out me. That's completely reasonable. That's not weird. Come on, step it up. I mean, it's not. Like, in my mind, I'm like, oh yeah, totally. But everyone else is like, no, like nobody's fucking looking at your neck to see. Oh god. Hearing my chest being, Ryan Casada, bless. Oh my god, look, there was my polite voice. But Ryan Casada. Bring it down, boy. Ryan Casada, big fan, thank you. I think hearing my chest being referred to as anything female related F's with me a lot. Yeah, totally. Breast. If you say I have a breast, I will jump so high that I leave the atmosphere and then I suffocate. Water bottles. I don't know if it's a thing anywhere else, but at my school, the girls are the only ones who really use them. So now I get super dysphoria when I have them. A water bottle. That's definitely a weird one. Someone says, use a gallon jug. I used to do that. Excellent advice. This is literally the sissest thing you can do. I used to carry a gallon jug of water around, not because I wanted to look more cis, but just because I was like a douche, I guess. I thought I needed a lot of water. Ordering ice cream makes me feel dysphoric. Yeah, I know. When I see someone out in public and I'm like, oh, that's a cool guy. And then he starts ordering ice cream. I'm like, wait, is that a guy or is that a girl? I can't tell because he's ordering ice cream. I'm just fucking with you. That's definitely weird. Ooh, when people brush up on my hips or touch them in any way, even on accident, or when they stand behind me, super dysphoric about my lower areas, and I feel like people are looking at my ass. Definitely. That is, I get that too. Like, don't touch me. Anything that makes me aware of my hips or my lower region in general, that'll do it. When I'm too polite and insecure. Oh my God, I feel that. I feel that so hardcore. Like, I've noticed one of the weird things that makes me dysphoric. I try to be a really polite and considerate person. And so like if I'm in a social situation and I witness like a significant act of male privilege, it makes me extremely dysphoric. Well, first of all, it pisses me off because I'm like, this asshole. But then I'm also like, oh my God, this is just how men are. That's how men act. I could never be like that. But I remind myself that just because I will never be that man does not mean that I am not a man. But it's hard because I find myself making myself small and trying not to take up space. But then I look over and there's, guys are just standing in everyone's way and all spread out and just oblivious to the world around them. And it's like, what bliss do you live in? Not knowing the rules of football. Same. Just exactly the same. The way my ankle connects to my calf and my chin. Yeah, I've been there. To clarify, I'm dysphoric about the way my ankle connects to my chin. My ankle chin really GBs my gender incongruence. So obviously they meant the way my ankle connects to my calf and my chin. Two separate thoughts, but I love that they went in there and clarified and memed on us. Beautiful. Living with my younger brother and watch him go through the puberty I should have had. That is not a weird dysphoria trigger. That sounds like the most triggering fucking thing. If I had a brother, I would hate him. Truly. Seatbelts. That's a weird one. Except I feel that, when you connect the seatbelt and it like presses right between your chest, I feel like it always does bad things. I feel that. I didn't think of that, but now I will. Hand movements. I tend to move my hands and it doesn't feel mask enough. I get that so much in the comments of my YouTube videos. When I'm telling a story, I tend to like do this and I always I get like, I don't know why I do that. I wish I didn't. Everyone always tells me how fucking annoying it is / feminine / fuck you. I don't care. That's how I talk. But I do care and I will continue to care and feel bad about it. So word. Seeing other people's top surgery. Yeah. Thinking about how I'm walking / if I'm walking right / if I'm walking like a man or a woman. I was never insecure about my walk. Like, it wasn't something I really thought about until I got a comment on my YouTube channel telling me that I walked like a woman. And it's a puzzle that I'm still trying to crack to this day. And I hate it. Isn't YouTube great? They give me so many nice things to think about. For the most part, my viewership, you guys are really nice and cheer me up. But sometimes some random asshole will come across my videos and just try to make me feel bad. Because that's what he feels like doing today. Thanks. It works, I promise. It's not that hard. Thin material shirts or anything that actually fits, I feel like it has to be too big or I feel so uncomfortable. Hardcore relate. Totally normal dysphoria feel. Folks, when Fit to Me drops and it's coming. Boom, Thanos snap, all that fucking shit right away. Realizing I'm around lots of women, friends, or strangers because it makes me feel like I'm one of the girls or something. Also, songs that are empowering for women and have lyrics about being a woman or loving that you're a girl. I hate empowering women. Totally reasonable. Totally. I mean, the second one is reasonable, like singing a song and you're singing, man, I feel like a woman. Like that's not fun. But the first one, being around a lot of girls, you shouldn't feel that way. But that's why you've replied, because you know that that's a weird trigger. I feel that. I feel you. I've never heard anyone talk about this, but noticing how much smaller my skull is compared to AMAB folks. Yeah. When guys talk about like, oh, I have a big head and I have to wear big hats, I'm like, fucking congratulations. questions. I'm the opposite. How my handwriting looks. Oh my God. I get told that I have girl handwriting. I feel that. And Christy always tells me, like, anytime she sees my handwriting, she's like, oh, it reminds me of when we were in high school, because we were friends and we used to write notes to each other in high school. And I'm like, she doesn't mean that in a bad way. It's just because my handwriting has never changed. And apparently people's handwriting change over time, but mine never has. So I don't know. It's been the same since I learned to write. Looks like shit, but I'm on that. I feel you. People getting accidentally pregnant? Yes, exactly. Fuck off with all of that. I don't want to hear about it. Guys getting kicked in the balls. I'm jealous. Me too. Strangely enough, like it's this huge inside joke that all of these people can partake in except for me, which I mean, great. It sounds extremely painful, but also like, I kind of want to know. I want to be part of the joke. I want to be in. Maybe someday. Ordering stuff like smoothies and Starbucks. Sometimes I feel my style is too feminine, my sleeping position, my wallpaper, the way I hold cups, bending over, carrying shopping bags, my bed sheets, my room in general. It's not femme. It's just not messy enough in my opinion. That's a lot. Most of those are pretty weird. It's so funny how like the strangest things are gendered and all the fucking stereotypes. Bags, using a backpack makes me dysphoric. Me too. Like whenever I travel and I'm wearing my camera bag through the airport and stuff, I feel like it just pushes my chest out and always makes my shirt like hug me a lot tighter than I'm comfortable with. I feel you. Using too much punctuation or too many emojis, especially if it's exclamation or question marks. Totally. I feel that. I always use exclamation marks because I never want anyone to think that I'm like upset, because I've been told so many times that like I always sound pissed off over text. So in my emails, I'm like, hey John, thanks again for getting back to me on that. And then I get a response back that's like, sounds good, period. And I'm like, hello, darkness, my old friend. Eye shape. I feel like my eyes are rounder and that's somehow girly, which is just not true, but dysphoria makes no sense. Yeah, definitely sounds like something dysphoria would say. Your eyes are too round. What shape are they supposed to be? Oh, hang in there. Your eyes are fine, I promise. People thinking that I need help doing basic things all the time. Oh my God. Yes. When a guy mansplains to me, I fucking exit this dimension. I get literal flashbacks, and that's not even an exaggeration. Like I will remember, these moments pre-transition where I would know so much more about a subject, but a guy would sit there and try to explain it to me and I would just be pissed off. And now that still happens, rarely, but still happens. And I'm like, it's because you think I'm a girl. You view me as a girl. Oh, fuck. Which is so shitty. Like, it's not okay to mansplain to women, but being mansplained to makes me feel like a woman. Let's not. If someone calls me beautiful, yeah, I get called beautiful a lot online, and I'm like, beautiful is gender neutral. I keep telling myself that. I know that it is. I know that nobody means it in a bad way, but I'm always kind of like, it depends on the person, really. For me, it depends on the person for sure. Sometimes that is like a really tight compliment, but other times I'm like, I don't know what you mean by that. Crossing my legs. Oh my God. How I sit in chairs in formal settings. Yes. I have recently started like crossing my legs over each other again like that. I don't know why or where that came from, because I've always been someone to just naturally sit with like my legs in two different area codes. And now I crossed them and it's been bothering me, but I'm like, it's okay. Like, it means nothing, Ty. Like, I have to sit there and fucking argue with my dysphoria in my head. So it said using an umbrella. That is so funny. Please elaborate. I don't get it really, but basically when I was a kid, my brain was like, using umbrellas is feminine. And now it just stuck with me. It doesn't make sense at all. No, it doesn't. The image of like, I'm a man, so I will stand in the rain and get wet like men do. Putting more weight on one leg than the other while standing. Yeah, I feel like I'm constantly shifting my weight because I don't want to like kick my hip out or anything. And it's so fucking weird. The shape of my fingernails, I don't even know anymore. I can relate to that. I used to want like shorter, stubbier fingernails. I felt like mine were too long, and like that's feminine to have like long nails, but like not long off my, I don't know how to describe it. I feel you. If archaeologists dig up my skeleton, will they classify my skeleton as a man's skeleton? Any other trans guys feel this? Yeah, I do. I also wonder if my dog, well, this is more of like a sad thought than it is a dysphoria thought, but I wonder if my dog like knows that I'm me from before my transition. Like, I wonder if she realizes that like I'm the one who raised her. You know, like, does Goose know that it's still me, or does she think I'm someone else now? That keeps me up at night. That thing where apparently all females have the freckle on their wrist because I have that. That is just one of those things. I have a freckle kind of near my wrist, but not on my wrist. It's just like the chances are that's a part of your body that's going to get so much sun over your lifetime that, like, that's not a thing. That's not a real thing. Like, you could say that people with curly hair have freckles on their wrist. Oh shit, I do. This is bullshit. Don't feel bad about yourself. I mean, that's what you could say to all of these. The first letter of my dead name. I mean, it's hard. Anything that reminds you of your old name, I feel like it's hard to not get dysphoric. Even if it's just the letter that makes you think of that, you know? That connection is going to bring up those bad feelings, TM. Cleaning. I actually really like cleaning, but it triggers my dysphoria because of stereotypes. Damn. The sound of my pee. Yes. Are you kidding me? Oh my God. I hate peeing in restrooms with other men in there because I'm like, it doesn't sound the same. Like, I'm not far enough away. It sounds different. They can tell. I fucking hate peeing with other guys in the bathroom. It is so stressful. I will sit there and like wait as long as I can and just hope that they all leave. And then when they don't, sometimes I'll put toilet paper in the water so that like you can't hear the sound of the pee hitting the water. So it sounds like I'm pooping because I'm sitting, and so I don't want people to be able to hear that I'm peeing while I'm sitting. Bathrooms. They're so fun when you're trans. Well, thank you so much for sharing. I'm glad that we can have this together. This has meant a lot to me. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more. Share this if you really particularly just love this and want other people to know about this content. That'd be great. If you like the merch, check it out in the description below. Go pick yourself up a merch shirt if you want. Other than that, don't forget to follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Hey, you might be my next fucking Ask Twitter-ish kind of video thing that this is. All right. As always, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Pooping